Hey y'all, it's Sunday. I want to talk about the most radical activist that's ever lived in our history. And it may take a minute. Let me get through it, okay? So I'm going to tell you three stories about why Jesus was the most radical and dangerous activist you've ever heard of. I think of a few parables. The first one is the parable about the Good Samaritan. Although that wasn't Jesus, it is a story of people have passed by a man attacked down in a ditch on the side of the road. And it was the Samaritan that stopped this person that was considered an enemy, different than a social outcast, and helped him. That is an example of the teaching of Jesus, and that's why today we say someone is a good Samaritan. They help others that are different than. That's a direct teaching of the teaching of Jesus. This made him, this prophet Jesus, the most dangerous person in Rome, because upsetting the hierarchy of the rich and powerful in power, and you, the lowly peasant. The other is the story about, it's parable, it is easier for a camel to get through the eye of a needle than a rich man to get into heaven. Ooh, that's a good one. You know why? Because Jesus taught that wealth was bad, right? If you hoard wealth, that's a problem. These rich and powerful people, that it was all about having the biggest temple, the most decadent parties, the biggest yachts. The one who sent the satellite or rocket into space first. That was the most important thing when people are rich, instead of helping the poor, the less fortunate than. That is against the teaching of Jesus. And then we could talk about many more, because it's all throughout the Bible that a lot of people that go to church all the time have no idea. They don't stop to think about what these lessons mean, and they certainly don't live them. But let's talk about the crucifixion of this prophet Jesus. Marched through the streets, carrying the cross that he would be nailed to, convicted for speaking out that disrupted the power structure. Made people think, wait a minute, this ain't right. They crucified him, nailed him to this cross in between two thieves, and they put a crown of thorns on his head and smushed it in to humiliate him, mock him. And that showed everyone, if you speak up, this is what will happen to you. Christians, a lot of time at Easter, we focus on the resurrection of Jesus, because the resurrection of Jesus is the good part, right? Oh, He died for my sins. I'm forgiven for every bad thing that I do. That's not the teaching of Jesus. The teaching of Jesus is the crucifixion. The power of that prophet is that he died speaking truth to power. He died so that not that you would be forgiven, but so that you would know the real power that you have, whether the lowliest of the low or the highest of the high, is speaking truth to power. Helping others, loving one another, peace, love. That means that you don't donate money in church to help the unidentified poor, and you walk out and you step over the legs of the homeless person, or you talk about illegal immigrants, or you don't want trans people to exist or be in bathrooms, or gay people can't get married, or whatever that you say against another human being, regardless of how different from you they are, and you don't understand them, you are betraying the teachings of Jesus. So every Sunday you sit in church, you are the false prophet. You are the problem that Jesus preached against. That is my lesson for this Sunday. All you folks in that white marble church today, sitting in a comfortable velvet cushioned pew, think of the real teachings of Jesus, and what are you doing to flip the tables? What are you doing to cause trouble? What are you doing to upset the hierarchy of the rich and the powerful, oppressing the different, the illegal immigrant that you call, the gay, the lesbian, the transgender person you don't want anything to do with or want to be in your bathrooms or in your world or in your job or whatever. You don't want them equal with you, because they are you. We are all the same, flesh and blood, divine creatures through the miracle of the teachings of this prophet. That is my Sunday sermon today. I know we've gone 5 minutes. I hope you lasted the whole time, because if you did, maybe you will go out into this world and see things as Jesus saw them.